got interesting there at the end, but you pick up 3 again tonight. Ian just kind of described how things went tonight and how it felt to see him make that save here.
Well, I mean, look, it's an important win. I thought we did some things well. I just think we've got to put chances away. I mean, we've been very wasteful for a stretch here, and of course, the team's going to add fresh players, go direct, push guys higher up the pitch, and then there's that anxiety. You know, they're a very good passing team. I knew all the experience they have, the quality. I think last week it got brought up, and I said, we're playing as well as anyone right now because they got quality players and they can play through the lines and they got dangerous attackers. You can see every time they hit a cross, the trajectory on the ball, the whip. We did a pretty good job defending in our box, but the reality is you know, the game should have been decided. I think we got the goal and maybe played for another 5-10 minutes. And yeah, the second half, we had some chances to put the game away, but you know, we wasted ones in the first. Second half, we'd had more chances, but we're sitting back. And I thought we let them dictate, you know, in the second half once we got the lead. I love the way we started the second half. I thought we had the more dangerous chance in the first half. I think we get the goal, go get another one. And we were conserving energy. And you have to do more work when you let the team play through you and you're chasing back. Like the reality is we let them play, even with fresh guys at the end of the game. Every time their guy had a ball, he had 5 seconds to pick his head up. You know, our backs are so deep that, you know, we played very passively the last 15 minutes, and you're asking for something bad to happen, which did. A penalty is conceded. Fortunately, we get a save on that, but there were so many mistakes that, you know, I don't think El Paso deserved the point or points, but they certainly gave a run at the end, and we almost handed it away. And it's disappointing. I mean, I thought we closed the game better against Birmingham last week. You know, you can't jog around the field and let teams have the ball and have time to pick up their heads and play whatever ball they want. I mean, you know, you have to be able to disrupt rhythm at times. It's not something where we're trying to high press every situation, but I felt like we collectively didn't work, you know, as hard as we did last week, I think. And we just felt comfortable and assumed, okay, we have the lead, but it doesn't work that way. You know, we're going to have to get better with our game management. I mean, we have an experienced team that should be able to close games out more efficiently than we did tonight. I'll leave it at that.
Kevin Silva had stopped a penalty kick, had a point blank save at 25 minutes in, and gave you a clean sheet. Is he your starting goalie moving forward, Coach? And how would you assess the goalkeeping situation to this point?
No, at this point we don't have a starting goalkeeper. I thought there were ups and downs in the game. Some things he did well, some things he didn't particularly do well. I think that goes for most of the guys. I mean, we had a lot more. If you look at 10 as a top tier rating for a player, 7s and 8s are really good scores, and we had a lot more guys in that 7-8 range last week than we did tonight. There were a lot of 5s, some 6s, and some 4s, and that's not good enough against the best team. So, look, we'll watch the tape. I haven't had a chance to look at that, but you know, my initial impression, what I saw in the game was, you know, a lack of collective pressure and energy, and you know, we're relying on a few guys to do a lot more than their share of the running, and the gaps are too big, and we we've got to be able to move our lines. And I thought we had worked on that and did a good job against Birmingham today. Now, mind you, El Paso's ball movement and they're more fluid, so similar to Louisville, you know, where a team's playing and their ability affects how you defend as well. And I think they're in good form. I told you, right? Last week I told you, right?
You were right.
Yeah.
What can you say on Dixon's play tonight? I felt like he was flying out there.
Listen, he's one of our most dangerous players, and he created some good opportunities. And he created the goal, and you know, he had the composure when the guy jumped the passing lane to go around them, and he turned a 4-on-2 into a 4v1, and the pass was quite good. I would say that typically he'll execute even more plays than he did tonight. He had a number of crosses that he rushed or were cut out where he needed to pick out someone, or he had more time to deliver it and maybe find a secondary run. So look, there's no doubt his quality. It's why he had the goals and assists he did last year. It's no doubt when we're playing well, he's dangerous. So, but I think, you know, even some of Russ had a goal tonight, and you know, but he had enough chances to find a second or maybe even a third, and you know, that is, you know, part of the job too. I mean, if you give up a goal, it's very penal. If you miss a goal that needs to be converted or miss a pass that should be converted, it's the same as giving up a soft goal. It's one on the wrong side of the ledger for you. So for me, look, there's good things. I will be able to look at the tape and see some of the quality moments. Like I said, I think we defended pretty well in the box. I don't think they should have spent as much time in and around our box in the later stage of the game. You know, if you look for the game, they didn't have a lot of clear chances in there. But they always looked dangerous because we never disrupted their rhythm. And I'm not prepared with a team that good or that technical for us to be that easy to play against. And I think, you know, we have to put up more resistance collectively against the better teams, or you know, you're putting the game in doubt. And to me, that shouldn't have been a game in doubt tonight. On our home field, getting the first goal, to me, that game needs to be iced.
What was your confidence level, though, in Silva? I mean, that's a high-leverage situation, and match for it to be a 90-minute, in terms of your confidence in him and them.
I mean, it's a big save, and I'm happy he made it. I mean, I'm already thinking, what am I going to say to him after the game, you know, if we tie this game, because they're going to be down. But, you know, we had no one else but ourselves to blame with how poorly we were closing the game. He bailed out the group tonight. But I don't read in, like, to me, I know that roughly 73% of penalty kicks are going to be converted, 27% are saved. Every time that moment happens, I hope it's one of the 27%, if they're taking it, that they miss. If we're taking it, I'm hoping it's one of the 73. And I don't, because sometimes the shot's good, like, you can't predict that. He didn't hit it dead in the corner. Kevin guessed the right way. It's not dead in the corner. It's a savable ball. Thankfully, he guessed the right way. Thankfully, the execution of the kick wasn't good enough. I don't think it makes. Now, if we go through the season and, you know, a keeper faces 6 penalties and saves 4 of them, then you start to think, okay, a one-off, you know, I'm happy. We got a save in Memphis off a penalty. We got a save here. We'll take them. I mean, you know, but we shouldn't be surviving. We shouldn't be relying on a missed penalty in the late stages of the game to get 3 points. We have to be able to put the game away.
But when the schedule came out, Coach, level with this fine group of journalists, did you circle the Tampa Bay Rowdies as perhaps an important game, since they're a marquee team? And just a quick scouting on the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Yeah, I mean, you notice, but for sure, because they've been at the top the last couple of years in our conference, then you know when do we go play Tampa. But every 3 points is valuable, and no 3 points is guaranteed. So we knew every team in our conference we'd get home and away, and it's important whatever you get on the road, and then come back home and beat them, and make sure you don't lose any of those 2-game matchups. I did know that this was going to be a tough stretch. Louisville, Birmingham, El Paso, Tampa, Miami, and Detroit City. Those 6 games I knew. Expected El Paso to be good based on who they had back, and this was before the season started. I didn't necessarily think Detroit City. I didn't know what to think. So I was looking at the 5 more so. All right, Detroit's expansion. Well, now it's turned into a 6-game grind because Detroit City's played really well. But I knew Birmingham, Louisville, El Paso, Tampa, and Miami would all be good based on their budgets and their personnel, and I figured they'd all be tough games. And knowing that 3 of them were going to be on the road in Louisville and Miami and Tampa, and then Birmingham and El Paso, so it's one of the things we knew. We have a couple of really difficult runs on our schedule. Getting Detroit City at home will be critical. I mean, we played really well the first half in Detroit and drew. But that's so far away now, you know, it's nice to be, I believe we're 5-0 at home, and, you know, we've had some seasons where we've been really good at home.
I think 6-0.
6 in the league.
Today's 6-0.
I've been the league.
Yeah,
in
Five
today's
league
6-0.
and 1 in the cup.
Yeah, I mean,
Congratulations.
Maryland Bobcats. But for me, it's we don't want to be good at home. We want to be great at home, and you know, we want to keep that perfect mark and try to stay unbeaten at home. It's hard enough to go on the road. I mean, I you know, we told our guys they'll be savvy, you know. And, you know, I think the contact on Cristiano who played here was very slight. He goes down, and they want to get a second yellow, and I just took Nate out. But the reality is I've seen it with them. Told the team they're going to be game savvy, and you know, there's not a ton of contact, and you know, everything is a crime, and we're getting yellows, we're giving up penalties. Like the reality is, you gotta take that equation out of it. We're at home. Imagine if we were on the road. Maybe they get the penalty and we're playing with 10 men at some point. Like, this is what we have to grow. And look, we didn't have a great performance tonight. Like I said, there were some things we did well. You know, it's nice to see Shane bounce back with a good performance. When I thought he struggled in Louisville, but I thought he was pretty good tonight, you know, and I think Mikel stepped in and done pretty well, and he wasn't getting as many minutes earlier, him and Arturo. You know, we went with a back 4 all the way till the 80th when we brought Jelani on. We were in a back 5 for those closing stages, but just kept trying to get that second goal. Listen, we responded. I thought halftime we just said, hey, let's press, let's get higher. You know, let's be more aggressive to get numbers in the box like we were with Birmingham. There's got to be a goal in it for us. And the ball broke our way early in the second half. We take advantage of it, you know, but that should have been a momentum lifter or builder. And I don't know that we got max value out of that. That should have led us to really try to, you know, step on their throat and totally dominate the rest of the game at that point. And I think we tried to hang on. You know, we didn't. We were fortunate. Whenever a team misses a penalty, you're fortunate. So you know, the reality is, or a save. Look, it's 3 points. We're going to steal some points this year. We're going to drop some points that we probably shouldn't. We just don't want to make a habit of it, and we certainly want to fight like hell not to let it happen, especially here at Highmark. So I'm glad we got away with it. Hopefully we'll learn our lesson. I said to the guys, you know, we allowed Tulsa late in the game. We were up 4-1, and we give up 2 late goals, and we hang on 4-3. But I said we already learned that lesson in Tulsa. You know, and at the end of the game, we're hanging on, just asking for trouble. And it doesn't mean we have to be reckless and, you know, throw everyone forward, but you got to push up. You got to shrink their time a little. I mean, anyone, if they have that much time and they have time to run all their guys into high positions and then loft balls into dangerous areas, even if they don't win the initial header, they got enough bodies. If they pick up any loose balls 20 yards and in, free kicks, chances, deflections, handballs, corner kicks, none of those things are good endings for us. And we allowed them to put 20 balls into dangerous positions the last 15 minutes of the game. And if you're playing well, maybe there's only 3 or 4 of those. And, you know, you don't want to be defending that many chaos balls delivered into your box.
You mentioned kind of a 6-game slog that you're in the middle of these tough games. Do you see this as you know, maybe a couple different ideas, a type of building crescendo to this match in Tampa, or is it just, you know, every match has equal value and is equally difficult?
I mean, Tampa's, I think you had asked me earlier, I mean, Tampa, they've added some better players. They lost some good, but they have a really strong nucleus. They're going to figure it out. It's not like they've lost 8 of 10. They've lost 3 out of 10 games. Their expected goals and expected goals against is one of the best in the league. Right now, though, every ball that's on their net's going in, and they're not converting chances. They could easily be 8-1-1 right now based on their expected goals. So, you know, it's going to be hard to go there. Again, we got fairly cool weather. It cooled down right before kickoff. There's a bit of a breeze. You know, we're going to go to Tampa and play with humidity and
Plus big
much
crowds,
higher
and they sometimes sell out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think our crowd is closer on us. I mean, there's not a, you know, they can get 500, 6,000, but it's
spread out,
baseball.
yeah.
It's a
It's
little bit.
baseball, yeah.
So I don't think, but they've been very good at home the last few years, and they're good. They're good on set pieces. They're good in the box. They have experience. They defend well as a team. You know, I think their expected goals is one of the best in the entire league. Like, it's around 6 or 7. They've given up 11, 12 goals right now. And then they should have scored 17 goals, and they've only scored 13 or 14. I'm not sure exactly, but like, they're on the wrong side of the ledger with both of us. We're on the right side of the ledger. Our expected goals is lower. We've got a lot more than what are expected, because when we do eventually get around, I'm disappointed we're not getting more shots, because we're getting our crosses. We're not picking anyone out. Our runs aren't good enough. Like, you know, to me, I'm disappointed. Now, when we actually get shots, generally we've converted them well. Although the last 3-4 games, we've been very wasteful. From a very high conversion rate, we're fucking dropping because we're fucking pissing away some golden moments, and we need to fucking tighten. Excuse my language. We need to tighten.
We'll delete that part. Don't worry.
We need to tighten that up. You know what I'm saying?
I just always wondered, do you have the starting 11 in mind for Tampa, or is that something as the week progresses?
No, we talk about it with staff. Like, we'll watch tape. We'll start to. Yeah, we know even before this week, we know some guys have played against Tampa. We know some of the problems Tampa poses that I may have an idea that someone I didn't start and used off the bench next week, he'll be ready, he'll be hungry, and maybe it's a better fit. Like every game's different, so it's not, you know, we could play similar, we could play a different system. We're on grass instead of turf.
And the good thing is the game is on ESPN tomorrow, the Rowdy, so you can be able to scout.
Yeah, I think they moved it to ESPN News because from ESPN2 because the North Stars, the North Stars are going to a game 7. It's been moved, I think, to ESPN News.
Well, we'll see it. Well, thank you. Congratulations, undefeated at home. That's quite an accomplishment.
It's a long way to go. It's a long way to go. Well, listen, we were fortunate tonight. Not that we. A different scenario, early save on a penalty, you play well all night, you win 1-0. I mean, I think the balance of clear chances fell to us still. The reality is that we dodged a bullet. I mean, it would have been tough psychologically to deal with giving the points back that late. That's the real value of it. It's one thing to drop points, but to lose it that late in the game, psychologically, and that's where we dodged the bullet. All right, thanks. Cool.
Thanks, Coach.
What do you have coming up?
Saw them both make their way off the field.
I haven't heard him drop an F-bomb.
No, that's great. Yeah.
The first time I heard it, I was like, did you just say that?
Yeah.
He said it again.
Drop the F-bomb.
I think he thought we were the players for a second.
That was like 4 or 5 by the end.
It's like a drive-by shooting.
I keep saying that, yeah.
It was almost like he was talking to the team.
Need anything more? Or I have a whole bunch of other stuff, but I can upload it later.
Okay. Do you by chance want to hold it for the players or you, Chris?
Are you?
YouTube Live.
Oh, you're right. Do you want me to
For you?
Oh yeah, I don't care.
I'll hold
it. Doesn't matter if you
Yeah.
want to. Thanks.
Are we live right now?
Yeah, I mean, once a player comes up.
Doing stuff like that.
Yeah, you are. My hand's shaking while I'm writing. I mean,
I'll hold it for you.
Okay, thanks. I probably shouldn't do both at the same time.
Yeah, I always think John always asks us to do like 7 things at once, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I can either write the post game or I can video.
Yeah.
Multitask.
You could be up here by now.
It's on ESPN too. ESPN News is like so varied. Which is like, because you think the news is the one where they just repeat that same sports center like we do too.
Show you the most important foul photo picture we've ever taken.
Because ESPN 2 was in a lot of bars.
Oh, wow.
They had it in the background.
What'd you think of that call? On the
I
goalies?
didn't really. Oh, the foul? I mean, it was
The PK call, yeah.
I was on the wrong side of the field.
Okay.
So.
He kind of did
soft from down on the other side.
Yeah.
I didn't think Arturo deserved that yellow card either.
Most photographers on the SEO would tell you what they think, even if they don't say it. I'm very honest that, like, when I'm photographing the game, it's like not watching the same game. It's like watching Bizarre Little Miniature vignettes of the game.
Water for you if you need it. And guys, go ahead with questions.
Obviously, the penalty kick. I mean, great save. What were you thinking? Give us your take on how you saved that kick.
Well, thank you. Mostly it's just a mental game. As soon as you see him step up, you try to look at every little thing that he's thinking in his head. In my head, I just pick what's going to go right, stick with it, just get down with it.
Now, what was the foul then?
Yeah, I believe they called it on me. I mean, I came out a little reckless, maybe a little too reckless, and made contact with him like after the play. I thought it was a bit soft, but like it happens. I think it happens so quickly. It's hard for referees to make decisions, so I understand. Like, give him more incentive, and like I was really locked in. I was like, I have to like cause the penalty. You have to make the save to get the team in it. Like, so yeah.
A lot of rotation throughout the season in your position. What does that do for you mentally, staying sharp? And then what are you going to do to win this time?
Yeah, mentally, it's always going to be a challenge because we're all fighting for one spot, only one keeper to play, and we have a good goalkeeping core here, and it's good on training. We all push each other, and we all know at the end of the day one of them is going to get the call. But mentally, you just got to keep doing your thing. If your name's not called, yeah, you're upset, but whoever's in, you're supporting him, and at the end of the day, the team has to do well, all of us to do well, so we just keep pushing each other.
So you save the penalty. What's your immediate thought right after?
Where the ball go? Try to find it. Shane was quick to react. Like, it makes it a lot easier when you see your defenders come in, closing down the player. And then, fortunate enough that we win the goal kicking, we just settle down, just calm the game down back, just finish off the last 5 minutes of the game.
You know, you're obviously picking a spot. Any tell, without giving away the tricks of the trade, obviously, you see anything? Was there anything you saw?
There's little things that I always look for after.
You don't have to divulge, but
a couple little things I look at, and I can make the decision pretty quickly. But at the end of the day, like, you can't second guess yourself. You just gotta stick with it and give yourself everything you got.
Yeah, and I guess the fact that it happened in the 90th minute too, because you guys had held a 1-0 lead for the entire second half.
Yeah.
Kind of how's it feel to kind of preserve that and keep the 3 points?
I think it's huge, especially when you look at the table right now, especially in our conference. We have a game in hand with Louisville, and we're just trying to keep pushing ourselves, trying to be better every single day. We probably weren't as solid as we wanted to be today defensively, and just to make that save and keep us in it helps us all. And we all have to be cleaner, including myself. And at the end of the day, we're just going to keep working on it and try to give ourselves the best chance to close the gap.
good.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But wait, fans, there's more. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Process here, guys. Go ahead and fire away.
Do you feel like that goal was a long time coming after the number of chances you guys had in the first half?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the last couple of games. That's kind of been our story. We've been creating a lot, not putting them away. Definitely needs to change because if we put that game away, we don't have to worry about that penalty at the end and other things like that. So definitely an area we need to improve.
Was that a message Bob had?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's a smart guy. He sees it. We all see it. We know I need to get better. I know I had a couple other than the goal that I probably should have scored. But good news is we're getting those chances, so we'll see.
Towards the end, Bob subbed you out. Did you get nicked up at all, or? Just...
Yeah, I was getting a little beat up towards the end there.
Your eye looks a little.
Yeah, I got a little shiner. I think I'm all right though. But yeah, I mean, I think bring Jelani on to win the balls like that, and it was a good decision.
So you scored that goal right after the half kicked off. I mean, you guys got upfield. Alex got open. He found you. What were you looking at when you were making that run right at the beginning of the half?
Yeah, I saw a couple of our guys made deep runs. Their back line dropped off, and when the ball was coming, I saw how much time I had. I was like, I don't have to hit this first time. I took a touch, composed myself, saw where the goalie was. He left the near side wide open. It was a pretty simple finish for that.
Nice. It was a good shot.
Thank you. Good guys?
About it.
All right. Appreciate it.
Sounds like thanks, man.
I was going to ask about Liverpool. Thank you.